Conclude our conversations in the studio with Caroline and with Siraj and with Eleanor at Westminster as we inevitably look ahead to what is amazingly the last week of this election campaign coming up. Siraj, what are you anticipating? What are you expecting? What are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for a bit more energy, if I'm entirely honest. The last few weeks it's become a bit sterile, a bit quiet. There hasn't been a lot of energy coming from just the campaigns, I think, really. We've had the party leaders trying to be a little bit more passionate, and we just saw Ed Miliband trying to, rally the troops in Scotland. But I think we need more of that, really. We need more people, just getting more people out in the streets, hearing from more normal people as well, not just the party leaders, but just, rallying the troops in a sense, getting them out and getting people to vote.
Your reference to normal people makes me wonder, Caroline, whether in the light of what happened last night and the fact that it was generally thought to be quite a successful examination of the three biggest party leaders from Westminster, in that they faced the public and they dealt with the questions and it was engaging and robust and all the things that we'd like it to be, do you think they might now think, well, perhaps we'll meet the public and the voters a bit more in the last few days?
I think so, but what struck me about last night's event was that the three party leaders did not get to challenge each other. So their rebuttal came very ably from audience members and from David Dimbleby, but we've barely seen any, apart from the one debate with all seven party leaders, we've seen very little kind of inter-party challenge, apart from very occasionally on various chat shows and whatever. But that's what I want more of. I want more sort of scrutiny of each other's policies in direct combative contradiction. I think that's what helps people decide between people. Because
there is still that frustration, presumably in your mind, that you hear a claim made by one about the other, but there's no opportunity for them to come back straight away. You don't hear the counterclaim, you don't hear the sort of argument in rebuttal in return. And that's, I think, yeah, that's how people assess different claims, isn't it?
This is one of the audience members yesterday kind of shouted at the Prime Minister saying, well, you're saying these things, why didn't you just ask the candidate who's, Ed Miliband behind and backstage at the same time?
They ask these rhetorical questions of each other all the time, but don't expect any answer, and I think that's kind of dangerous.
Eleanor, what about this idea of the voters getting more involved? I mean, can you anticipate sort of, somebody getting a soapbox out without announcing it in advance? Will we see any of that, or is it still going to be exceptionally stage managed for the last few days?
I think one thing that is certain is that the tempo is going to be turned up. We've had energy, I think, from David Cameron, or at least more energy from David Cameron in the last couple of days in those soapbox events that we've seen. And Ed Miliband, we've just been hearing him trying to get voters in Scotland pumped up. And I think we really will feel the energy turn up a notch. But also, I think, as we saw last night with the lively audience and them really challenging the politicians, the audience, the voters now are much more engaged than they were at the start of their campaign. People really know now there is an election just around the corner, and that puts even more pressure on the politicians to, spell out their policies and to counter those claims from the other parties. So I think we're going to see, hopefully, politicians out and about, up and down the country. Ed Miliband today in 3 different countries. We're going to see the energy go up 1, 2, 3 notches until this time next week, when we'll all be collapsed in a heap and trying to do the maths and out the numbers.
And a final thought on that, of course, the 7th of May will not be the end of this, will it?
By no means.
So we can't just sit down and collapse. It's got to carry on.
Yeah, no, we'll have a whole day, week. We really don't know how long it's going to take these parties to come to an agreement if no one party has a majority, which is what the polls are suggesting.
Sure. Well, just before we go, just in case you haven't had enough of politicians jostling for power, this video has emerged of Labour's Ed Balls line dancing in North London. The Shadow Chancellor was apparently reprimanded for showing off on the dance floor this afternoon at the Kingsgate Community Centre in West Hampstead. These pictures from the Camden New Journal show Mr Balls relaxing in a way that has been conspicuously absent among politicians in the campaign so far. Given how tight the polls are, he and his boss Ed Miliband may find themselves in a rather tougher dance with rival parties after next week's election. Don't forget Anita McVeigh here on Monday morning with her look at the day's campaigning. So join her for Election Today at 8:30, and I'll be back at the same time Monday night for your evening roundup. Thank you very much to my guests here tonight and to Eleanor at Westminster